This week in the Torah portion, we pick up from a cliffhanger ending from last week. As you will recall, in last week's episode, Jacob had stolen the blessing from his father Isaac that was intended for his brother Esau. And when Esau found out about it, he threatened to kill Jacob. And so Jacob had to run away from home. And that's where we left off last week. Today, this week, we read Jacob left home and he went up north to find family members up north and to start a family. But I think this was the first time that Jacob had ever been away from home. All we know is that he used to stay and dwell in the tents and cook lentil soup before. Now he's away, perhaps for the first time in his life, out in the middle of nowhere. The sun is setting, it's getting dark, and he must have been terrified. He puts a rock under his head for a pillow, and he has this dream, which is very famous because it includes the famous stairway to heaven, otherwise known as Jacob's ladder. And in his dream, he sees God telling him that God will be with him on his journey, that he shouldn't be afraid of the adventure he's about to have. He shouldn't be terrified of the night or being alone, being out in the wilderness by himself, that God will be with him always on his journey north. He'll be with him for the 20 years while he's away, and God will be with him when he returns. When he wakes up in the morning, he says, wow, this place is a holy place, and I didn't know it. This is none other than the abode of God, and this is a stairway to heaven. And he sets up a rock, and he declares that this place is holy. One of the things this teaches us is, at this point, we don't have a name for the place. It could be any place. And I think that's the important message from this part of the story. Any place we are in life, we have to realize that God's presence can be with us in whatever journey we're on, whatever difficulties we're having. God can be with us as he was with Jacob. And wherever we are can be a holy place if we recognize God's presence in our lives. That, I think, is at least one of the important messages we learn from this week's Torah portion. So join us this Friday night at 6 o'clock in the evening, and Saturday morning at 9:30. We're going to be welcoming a special guest, Dr. Menaz Afridi, who is a Muslim scholar of the Holocaust, and she teaches at Manhattan College in Riverdale, and she is a wonderful bridge builder between the Jewish and Muslim communities. She teaches about the truth and reality of the Holocaust to Muslim communities, as well as her activities at the college. And she helps to build bridges between the Jewish community and the Muslim community. Of course, that's very significant. It's an important part of what I feel my work here is as well. So I'm looking forward to hearing her talk Friday night and Saturday morning. I hope you'll join us. Even if you haven't registered for lunch, please join us for the lunch after services, where she'll have a more full presentation, and enjoy the presentation she will also make Friday night. Shabbat Shalom. I look forward to seeing you all at Beth Yeshurun.